This is Digivation Network. Experience the revolution.
Your vision has been to become one of the leading outsourcing management and also to provide value-added service to customers. Have you been able to meet with your vision?
Well, interestingly, we'll be 13 years in July this year. From where I stand and also from customer feedback, I think we already are operating in that sphere.
Okay.
Hardly would any organization be considering engaging a consultant to manage either their staff or to enhance their staff performance that they will not invite us for a talk. And rarely would anyone call us for such a meeting or talk and not engage our services.
Oh, wow, that's good to hear. There are other organizations, I must say, who also have their vision, who have their mandate, I must say, but at the same time diversifying into other things, if I may say. What are you also looking at diversifying?
Oh, absolutely. Interestingly, that's where we're having this interview in a place called The Bunker.
Okay.
The Bunker is one of the diversification that resource intermediaries had embarked on, which basically is trying to provide a co-work space for young businesses who can afford office space to operate out of at relatively little to nothing compared to what it would cost them to set up a full office. So they have Wi-Fi, they have light provided, they have conducive workspace as it is. We see that again as engaging and useful ventures and services. That's where we're trying to expand into.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, knowing fully well that the economy is facing a lot of trying times at this moment and customers' income has obviously diminished, leading to the weaker and contracting economy. Right? What are your plans in order to overcome all of this challenging period?
Well, again, I beg to differ to those statistics of shrinking economy, trying times. My worldview, which has worked very well for me over the years, is what you see is what you get. Interestingly, the year 2018, which just went by, which many would describe as you've just done, has been my best year ever.
Beautiful.
As it is. And the reality is, usually when you see challenges, which yes, there were challenges and there are still challenges, but in all those challenges and difficulties, there are always opportunities. So that's why one needs to be careful to search instead for what are the opportunities in these trying times. It is what you look for that you'll find. If you're just constrained about the challenges and the difficulties, you will never see the opportunities. So for us as a business, like I said, what we sought out to do and we continue to do is to always look for what are the opportunities, what are the emerging needs, what do people require. So while yes, margins are thinning, profit is falling, that's because the person who wants to spend money now than before needs to see value. So once they can see value in what you provide, profit is not reducing for those kind of services.
We are in the digital world. The economy has gone digital. In fact, we live in the digital world right now. What is your take on the future of works?
Most times people talk of artificial intelligence, computing, robotics, and all of that. I agree they're disruptive. However, I think there's a lot more positive that comes out of that future than the negatives. So contrary to the thinking that jobs will be taken over by computers and the likes, no. What will be happening is new jobs, I imagine. In fact, computers and artificial intelligence are creating more jobs and more businesses than existed before. You have people like travel agencies disappearing because I don't need a travel agent. I can go on my phone
to get
and get the best deals ever. So yes, the travel agent may be losing job, but the person developing the app
is not losing.
Is not only losing, they're developing more apps to do a lot more things. Look at Uber and Taxify.
Exactly.
That is IT. That's artificial intelligence. Somebody solves a problem.
It has actually provided opportunities.
More people are employed. Their own business. They decide when to wake up, when to go to the office. When they're tired, they park the car. So many of those people before had no jobs. So it's for people to look for the opportunities in the future. There'll be more opportunities. More businesses will be set up riding on artificial intelligence.
Wow. Considering all of your years of experiences so far, what's your overview of the nation's capacity development, school to work, and both, has it improved or?
Unfortunately, that is where the problem lies. And the challenge I see, I hate to say it, falls back on leadership. You see, vision is required, and one of the key responsibilities of leadership is vision. What is vision? To be able to see far ahead and plan and prepare for that future. If you check the educational curriculum in most of our schools, it's still probably the same curriculum that I was educated on 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Today, for example, it rained. I mean, it's unheard of that you're having rain in January. When we went to school, there's raining season, there's dry season. These days, it rains in November. It's raining in January. But the curriculum that people are still being taught is still that same old one. So there's a major problem. We're not yet preparing for that future, which already is here. So each time you also say the future, artificial intelligence, it's already here.
It is.
It's already here. Most people wear wearable apps now.
You've got the smartwatches
that check their blood pressure, checks a lot of things they would have gone to a doctor to do a test for. Right. So it's already here. My advice, however, would be rather than wait for government, individuals should take their lives in their hands. The same benefits that artificial intelligence and the computing IT world brings us. Any phone these days, just go online and educate yourself, right? Because education increasingly also is not the certificate. It's not the certificate. It is the experience you have and what skills you have acquired, and a lot of that can be acquired just online. Even most schools are going online now, as against the four walls of the past.
So are you saying that Nigeria is not ready for this artificial intelligence in any way?
As a nation, I would say yes. The AI and the technology of the future rides a lot on the internet. So look at the typical bandwidth that exists in Nigeria. It's very difficult to even stream or download the most basic thing. Right. And in some parts of the world, a lot of public spaces now, you have free Wi-Fi. And where it is not free, the rates are cheap. Affordable. So when you look at all of that, sadly, I would say we're not yet positioned or positioning ourselves right.
Okay, talking about this bandwidth, and having said that we haven't positioned ourselves rightly for the future of artificial intelligence, what would you advise the government to do for a better tomorrow?
If I had my way, one way to start first is to try and find ways to work with the telcos or whoever provides bandwidth and all of that, to make, like I said earlier, internet as cheap as it can be, and also to make its accessibility and reach wider. Because you see, Nigerians as a people, we are very aggressive and very creative. So there are lots of businesses and developments that people can create once that access is there. So I would focus on making that available Second thing I would work on is to work with the Federal Ministry of Education and of course the state schools boards to see how we can quickly review and change the curriculum of what is studied in schools. I tell you, in the next few years, nobody will need an accountant. Nobody will need a doctor, a lawyer, the way we know them now. Because there are apps, with an app, for example, once I have, first I'm online real time, it's cashless banking. So I can plug my bank details, my sales and all of that to a computer. And it will give me my P&L and my balance sheets in 5 minutes. But that's what an accountant will spend weeks trying to put together.
Having said this,
right,
are you saying that the services of the robotic would obviously be better than humans?
Absolutely. It will be better, but it's not replacing humans. And let me explain why it's not replacing humans. First, you will need a human being to program that robot.
Yes.
You'll also need a human to interpret what that robot has brought out.
Exactly.
But the skill set of the human will be different from the human that is basically, like I said, a travel agent or a typist or a secretary. A lot more learning,
a lot more skills
is required. It will never replace human beings, but more human beings will even have jobs. Okay, just look at it again. With all due respect, we have a cameraman recording this interview. There are lots of phones that can also capture this interview
very well,
absolutely almost as good, and can do everything, editing and what have you. So the cameraman is not losing his job, but what it means is many people can afford to buy an expensive camera. With basic camera can become cameramen.
So more people can even go for a better phone that can actually do everything for one.
So more people will be employed. That really is the point of the technology world, the artificial intelligence. It doesn't take away work. It only takes away work from the person who is not willing to improve himself. And this has always happened. It's not a new thing. Where are the typists of those days? So if the typists go and learn computer, did somebody take the typist job? It's a typist that refused to go and learn computer. Just I'm a typist. But there are computers coming up now. Computers are getting more intelligent. So same way, we need to become more intelligent.
Wow, so much has been said. Okay, before I let you off this hot seat, this is
well, it's fine. It's always nice talking with you, so it's a privilege.
Oh, thank you so much. So what would you say is your projection for 2019?
We're looking to again achieve our best performance this year, and we're strong on the fact that to achieve that, then my customers will get the best value possible this year. So we're consistently reviewing our value offering to the customers. So once the customer is happier and happier, they will not only do more with us, they will tell others about us as well.
Wow, you have said so much. In fact, I have learned something new from you today. Come 2019, I am positive. And I just have to remain positive. It's my year, and I have to
surround yourself with positive people. That is what kills most people to drive an initiative. You know, I'm a certified John Maxwell coach, teacher, and speaker. John Maxwell calls it the average of 5. You are the average of 5. So who are the 4 people? You are the 5th. Who are the 4 people closest to you? He says we must intentionally and consciously ensure that around us there are at least 4 people who are bigger than us and better than us. What that does to us is, because they are bigger and better, they'll be lifting you up. But the typical human being tends to feel more comfortable around people that you are bigger than or better than, because they make you feel good. But if that is what your life or any of our lives revolves around, then they'll be pulling you down. Because all they will be seeing is just looking up to you, and you'll be stretched. So that's what drives me, and that's what I learned also from my mentor, John Maxwell. So I even have more than 4, but there are critical 4 people around me that are bigger and better. And I consistently draw strength from them. Now, when I say bigger and better, not necessarily older than you, not even necessarily richer than you. In fact, part of my own average of 4 are my children. Right. And why my children? It speaks to this AI, the future you're talking about. I'm getting old. So I need the young to keep me so. When you made those positive comments earlier, it's because I surround myself with youthful people who keep me constantly sharp and thinking like them. So it doesn't, when I say average of 4, not necessarily somebody older or bigger. It just has to be somebody bigger and better, in the sense that there's something they know
that you
don't know. There are places they have been that you have not been. And then begin to avoid, not avoid really, but don't hang out too much with all those, oh, the country is finished, oh, this year is tough, oh, because those things they are contagious. If that's what you feed yourself on, that's how your life will turn out.
Wow. Quoting Mr. Soji Oyawoye, if you surround yourself with the wrong people, you will go down. Be positive. 4 people you must be with all the time are people bigger and better than you. Does not necessarily have to be financial, but knowledgeable than you are. Thank you so much, Mr. Soji, for being to this program. It's really nice having you here.
Thank you.
You have taught me so much, I must say. It's been educative.
Thank you. My pleasure.
This is Digivation Network. Experience the revolution.